Hello and welcome to my March 2017 Predaplant deck profile. I was playing this in a tournament Daniel and I were hosting recently, and I came in third place with it. And against my friend Matthew's DDDs who took first place, and Joshua's ABCs who took second place. And that duel video will be up relatively soon, so I'm going to show you my third place Predaplants. First off, triple Spinodionia. You turbo out predator counters as much as possible because you get pluses off of monsters having them on the field. And when he's no more special, you place a counter. And all counters, while they're on a monster, makes that monster level... If it's level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1. And if he battles a monster with an equal or lower level, then you can special summon any Predaplant from deck, except himself, so that you can't just, like, attack. But yeah, he's a great turbo out card. Then I just play one Moraine Nepenthes just because he's another monster with another name. Plus he has 1600 attack. I'm going to cut him when we get the other support from Maximum Crisis. Next, I play two Drosphilium Hydra. He's like a kaiju. I like him for his kaiju effect. I rarely ever use the banish and decrease attack effect. But it has saved me once or twice. But I mostly use him as a kaiju and so that I can make Ultimaya Zulkin plays. Next, I play two Squidrosaura. This is mostly just to turbo out counters, because when he leaves field, not if he goes to graveyard, if he leaves field, I place counters on everything that's special summoned. So, yeah. Then three Clamido Sundew. He fuses with anything that I have in hand, on field, or my opponent's field with predator counters. So if I already have a monster with predator counter on field, or my opponent does, I can just summon this and then fuse with it. Then another 2 health Flytrap, mostly because it's another way to get counters on field, and it's another Predaplant name. So I can just throw out... So this is mostly pure Predaplants. 3 Saraciant. This is Battle Fader, sort of. Because when you're directly attacked, you can special this from hand. When it battles a monster, you can destroy the other monster. He's still destroyed, but at least you negged your opponent 1 card. And when he dies, or when he goes from field to graveyard, I search a Predap card. So basically anything in the deck. Triple Lone Fire Blossom. This is... So this is basically 3 extra of any Predaplant in your deck, or any monster in your deck. So that you can just, like, whatever you need, you can just summon, tribute, go into it. And I do not do the loop where you tribute, summon, tribute, because that really baits out Maxi, but I also don't like having my opponent drop Maxi on me. So I normally just summon, then just summon exactly what I want. Next I play 3 Predaponics. Mostly, I rarely see this when I don't want to. Like, if I don't want it, I won't have it. And I like it at 3 because it's like I summon predator monsters to the field. And it gives me fusion materials on fields for this deck's ace monster. Triple Predapruning. Usually, I like having 3 because it gives me the option of reviving a Predaplant. And I usually revive either this guy, Spinodionia, or Clamido Sundew. I don't revive anything else unless I need it specifically. Next I run 2 Polymerization and 1 Fusion Substitute. This is always treated as Polymerization, so I can't run 3 and 3. But if I could, then I probably would still only run... I would probably run 3 and then 1. I like this card. Some people just don't run this. I've seen some people not run this at all and just 3 poly. I like it because it recycles a fusion monster and gives me a draw. Despite the fact that it says only fusion materials on field. Now, only 2, because I was playing it at 3 on YGO Pro. I was testing on YGO Pro, and I didn't really like it because I always saw it. Like, I would always see multiple, and I never liked having multiple. I always like to have 1, so I just played it 2. 2 Refusion. I was playing 3, and then I discovered I like 2 more, because, like, I'll see this more often than I see, Predaponics or, like, another revival card, so... yeah, this brings back all of your fusion monsters. Well, not all of them, just one of them. But it brings back, like, anything you want. That's 1 instant fusion. This summons Sea Monster of Theseus, so you can go into Ultimaya Zulkin. And it gives you Thousand Eyes Restrict as an out. I'm teching in 1 Mark of the Rose. It's kind of like Snatch Steal, but legal. And there's not really that much of a cost for it. Plus, like, I can just fuse with the monster that I take so that my opponent doesn't get it back. 1 Dark Hole because Void Wipes are the best. I run 2 Predaplant because in the graveyard it's a polymerization. It's another fusion card. And I rarely ever see multiples, so I can just set this and, like, my opponent will MST it or Twin Twister it, thinking that it's something else. 2 Lost Wind. This is mostly budget. This is built on a budget, so Lost Wind is actually a really good card. It saved me a couple games, and it won me 3rd place because, like, you can just reset it when your opponent summons from extra deck. And then lastly, 1 Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare. If this were, I could take this out for a Solemn or a different Trap Hole if I had a different Trap Hole, but right now all I have is that. Now to the extra deck. I play 2 Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon because, like, this is your boss. This is, like, you'll drop this and you'll usually have game. I've never summoned this in a game that I didn't win. Next I run 2 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon because this is your ace. Like, you throw this out, even if you do it first turn, he won't gain the attack, but he's still, like, it forces your opponent to have to play around it. 3 Chimera Rafflesia, because if you can't make Starving Venom, then you're usually going to make this. He banishes a monster with an equal or lower level. And when he attacks, or when he battles, he can gain 1,000, make the opponent's monster lose 1,000. So he can get over a lot of problems. Plus, he searches any polymerization or fusion card when he's in the graveyard during the next standby. So you can get, like, a refusion or instant fusion or fusion recycling plant. Next, 1 Sea Monster of Theseus and 1 Thousand Eyes Restrict as instant fusion targets. With this, you can make the Ultimaya Zulkin so that you can drop Void Ogre Dragon, and this is mostly as an out to stuff. Like, if I have instant fusion, like, turn 2, then, like, I'll usually go into this. But if I have the Drosophilium Hydra on field, or I can get it on field, then I'll usually go for this and make Ultimaya. Because any game that I summon Ultimaya, I win. Next, of course, 1 Ultimaya, 1 Michael and 1 Void Ogre. If I had a Crystal Wing, an extra Crystal Wing, because the only one I have is in Blue Eyes. If I had an extra Crystal Wing, I would probably swap this out for it. But for right now, just these 2. These are my only 2 targets. And I couldn't find any other dragon that was a target for Zulkin that was 8 or higher in dark, or 8 in dark. So I just go with this because it removes, like, problematic cards. And then I play 1 Black Rose Dragon because Sea Monster of Theseus and then any of the level 2 plant-type monsters that you run can make that. And it's very fun to just, like, it's another board wipe card. Plus, like, even if my opponent, like, gets around the blow-up, it has that other, banish a plant from grave, then target a defense position monster, change it to attack, and if you do, its attack becomes 0 until the end of the turn. I've never used that effect. I mostly use it for its board wipe, but on YGO Pro, on YGO Pro, I've used its effect, and it won me that whole game. Well, thank you for watching. This has been March 2017 Predaplants, and this is post ban list. So I hope you guys thought this was interesting, and I will probably update this because I want to get more main deck targets that are level 8 and higher for him. But for right now, this is how I play it, and this is fun. This is a fun deck. I definitely recommend playing Predaplants. So I'll see you all next time. Bye.